Hi guys, welcome to Reen's Place. This is, I believe, week 6 of Fall Food Friday, and this is a Wednesday edition because last Friday I was supposed to put up a Fall Food Friday video, but I had something happen here, so I couldn't do it. I will get into that once we get started cooking, and then I'll tell you why this is a little late. So let me just tell you what we're having. We are having pierogies for Fall Food Friday. Again, it's Wednesday, but it's I owe you this Fall Food Friday. I don't know if everybody thinks of pierogies as a fall food, but I do. It's something that we didn't really eat growing up, but my mom started making when I was like a teenager, and she basically used to saute onions, put the pierogies in, and put chicken broth, and it was kind of like soup, like broth with pierogies, you know, in it. But and that's how we ate it for a long time until I met a lady at a craft fair that I did. And this is, I don't know, maybe 10 years back or so, and she made pierogies, and this is how she did it, and we haven't gone back since. So what you're going to need is, you're going to need a big pan, or a frying pan would work, so long as you have something with a cover. And I'm going to get this on a medium-high heat. Let me fix my camera real quick so you can see right into the pot. Okay, so let me just tell you, while we're heating the pan here, it's like 4 ingredients. 6 if you count salt and pepper. You're going to need butter, onions. I have just sliced 1½ small onions. A real stick of butter, not margarine. You're going to use chicken broth, and you need some pierogies. I chose the potato and onion pierogies. You could have whatever flavor ones you have. I make them the same way no matter what flavor they are. Okay, I'm going to start out by putting about half of this stick in chunks in the bottom of the pan, and those are going to melt while the pan is warming up. And then I'm just going to grab a spoon to stir this with. We might be using the whole stick. We'll have to see. These are definitely not low calorie. So we're going to melt the butter, and I'll tell you while I'm waiting for this to melt. We're going to melt this and throw the onions in. So while this is melting, I'll just tell you real quick why my Fall Food Friday is on a Wednesday this week. So we have 3 dogs, as you guys probably know from hearing them bark in the videos. But 2 of them were my daughters, and they are a military family, and they are stationed overseas. So the 2 smallest dogs are their dogs that are now our dogs. And one of the dogs is a beagle. Alright, let me take these. I have rolls in the oven. The rolls are unrelated to the dinner. That's for my husband. But you can see those. I'll show them to you. Let me just step back here for a minute. Whoops! Almost lost those rolls. Don't those look good? I will put another I have a video on how to make these rolls already up there for the bread machine, but I have a new bread machine I'm going to be testing out, so there'll be a new video for that bread machine, and you can see the roll recipe then too. But I will link the old one as well. Okay, before I continue my story, the butter is melted. I'm now going to put my onions in. And if you don't like onions, you don't have to put so many in, but I definitely think that you need to put onions in this because that's what gives it all its good flavor. So we're just going to start sauteing these, and when you see them start softening up is when we'll put the pierogies in. Okay, so we have a dog. We have the dog, the medium-sized dog is the beagle, and she has a bad back. So last year, I don't know if I videotaped during that time last year, but last year her back, she woke up one morning and she couldn't walk, and she was crying and she was in pain, panting, and we took her to the emergency vet last year, and they said that she has degenerative disc disease in her lower back, and I guess it's common for longer dogs like beagles and dachshunds and like full-bred Shih Tzu. So we know she has a bad back. Last year it was a catastrophe. The vet gave us a medicine. It made her have internal bleeding. Lots of good stuff. Well, this year it happened again. So it's been less than a year since the last time it happened. But she was in a lot of pain. Again, happens on a Friday night all the time. We took her to the emergency vet, and her back was really bad. They gave her medication. Now she's on a course of medication, and she is doing well with some restrictions. But yeah, that's what happened. So you know what it's like when you are up we were up all night with, well, I was up all night with her when she was in pain. And you know what that's like if you have a sick kid or a sick pet or something, that, you know, that comes first. So that's why there's no Fall Food Friday video for last week. So you're going to get this Fall Food Friday Wednesday edition, and there will be one up this Friday, and we'll be back on schedule with week 6. Okay, so these are starting to soften up. And then we're going to just get the pierogies in. So this is a 16-ounce, 1-pound box. I'm going to throw them in. And if any of them are stuck together, you want to try to get them loose. Then these were all pretty loose. This, by the way, is not something I've ever had. These, the Bremers, or Bremer, I don't know how you say it, but these were from Aldi. And I normally buy the, like, Mrs. T's pierogies, or the, I think they're called Poppy's pierogies. They're like in a bag. But this is how we make this. So you're just going to stir this together. And what you want is you want them to just start, the onions are going to continue to saute, and then you want to get a little bit of color on the pierogies if at all possible. This is kind of crowded in this pan. I really should have had a larger frying pan, but I figured this one has a top on it. It would be easier to show. So I'm just going to let these go. I'm going to pause the videotape, and when they have color on them, I'll bring you back. I'll show you the color. This could take, you know, 3, 4, 5 minutes. We'll see. I'm going to get these going, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes. And when I tell you that I want color on the pierogies and the onions, this is what I mean. There's just a little bit of color on them. So now when it gets to this point, yeah, some of them are nice and brown like this. This is perfect. So once you get this, I have it on like medium high. Now all you do, this is so simple, is you add some chicken broth. I'm not going to use this whole container, just some. I want it to be like gravy when it's done, not like soup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little. I'm going to say that's probably a cup, maybe a cup and a quarter. And then I'm going to add, yes, that's right, more butter. I know this is not good for you. It is not healthy. Well, the pierogies themselves are low in fat. It's the butter that's not, so decide for yourself, but I feel like this is what makes it. I didn't put the rest of it in. I just put another couple chunks. And you might need more when you look at the finished product. So right now, this is what we have. I'm going to cover this. And I'm going to set the timer for 4 minutes. It could take as much as 6, but I'm going to set it for 4. And then we'll come back and we will take a look at where we're at. Okay, we're back. It's 4 minutes. These are really nice. I don't know if you can see, but it's like a gravy on the bottom, like a sauce. This is perfect. And I like to just throw a little bit of salt and pepper. And if you feel like it's not enough, like I like to have a little bit of the gravy, if you will, in my bowl when I'm eating this. So you can add more butter to it. At this point, this is all about making your gravy now. I've already turned the heat off because they're done. You can put more onions, less onions. And again, this is way more than, you know, than what I can eat. So I'm going to add a little bit, because I know that when I warm it up, I want to have gravy in it. And that is it. Let me show you what it looks like in a bowl. Okay, show you how we eat this. Bring it over here so you can see in the light. And this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see. It's delicious. And again, this reminds me of fall fairs that we went to, a craft fair. And this is how, I live in Pennsylvania, this is the way they do them. So it's soft on the inside, on the outside, and the potatoes are nice and fluffy on the inside. I thank you all for watching. Winifred, sorry, I have the dogs in here. I thank you all for watching. If you're not subscribed, please do so. And please check back this Friday for another Fall Food Friday, which is going to be something you don't want to miss. So I will see you guys then. Thanks again.